Postecoglou said he did not want Spurs to play Palace at their own game and said the stop-start nature of the match did not allow his players to settle down. What I want to try to do is get people to adjust to playing our game. Some of it is out of control because they're obviously going to be pretty aggressive in their approach, he added. How the referee deals with that, not so much in terms of the challenges, but in terms of stoppages and taking their time, all of that is out of our control. But I just felt when we had control of things, we could have dealt with it better. Advertisement Tottenham Hotspur boss Ange Postecoglou rued his side's lack of composure in a 1-0 defeat at Crystal Palace on Sunday, saying the visitors conceded a poor goal after losing the ball near their own box. Palace claimed their first win of the season when Spurs defender Mickey van de Ven slipped in possession as they looked to play the ball out from the back, and the home side capitalized to score through Jean-Philippe Mateta. We could have dealt with those situations better, but it was a poor goal, and we should do better at that and not concede like that, Postecoglou told reporters. There were other solutions out there, and again, even in that moment, we didn't have to lose our composure. It just seems we kind of wanted everything to run smoothly, and we know it doesn't, especially in a game like today. There are still ways you can overcome that, but it was a poor goal to concede because the game was always an arm wrestle. It was never going to be won with bags of chances. Of chances, so to concede like that was disappointing. We ended up doing silly things, giving away silly fouls and losing our composure, which just adds to that sort of game when you can't get any traction. We directed our frustration in the wrong way rather than dealing with it like we should have. Spurs goalkeeper Guglielmo Vicario kept Palace at bay with some crucial saves, and the Italian said the home side showed more fight in the London derby. They fight, and I think we lacked that today. We are disappointed because we have to fight. We play good football, but maybe sometimes we lack the desire to fight. They show a real desire to fight for something, Vicario told Sky Sports. I think we lacked a bit of energy to be better than them. We have to take this personally, and it has to hurt us a lot. Jared Bowen scored a controversial 90th-minute penalty as West Ham grabbed a precious 2-1 win over wasteful Manchester United at the London Stadium to leapfrog Erik ten Hag's side in the table. Casemiro looked to have rescued a point for the visitors after sub Crescencio Somerville had capitalized on some shocking first-half finishing to put West Ham ahead. But there was drama in the final moments when ref David Coote was sent to the pitch side monitor by VR Michael Oliver to examine a collision between Matthijs de Ligt and Danny Ings. Replays appeared to show the United defender clipping the ball before catching the West Ham attacker, but Coote, after a long review, decided there was enough contact to warrant a penalty. Man United's players were incensed, but Bowen kept his cool to find the bottom corner and send his side up to 13th in the table, ahead of Man United on goals scored. Clear and obvious isn't how VAR worked, how they run their process. Before the season, they explained the process of VAR. Only when clear and obvious they should interfere. What they didn't do against Spurs, that was a wrong decision, and now they make a wrong decision interfering, and both have big impact on the games. I don't criticize the personnel, I criticize the process. We created so many chances, played so good football, especially in the first half. How I want my team to play in and out of possession. I counted 6, 7 100% chances we should have scored. That is a point of improvement. But overall, I had not so many criticisms of my team, apart from not scoring. With 87 minutes on the clock, there was contact between De Ligt and Ings in the box. Initially, ref Coote didn't award a penalty. However, VR Michael Oliver deemed there was sufficient contact on Ings' lower leg to recommend an on-field review. Coote then spent around 2 minutes at the pitch-side monitor watching replays of the incident. West Ham were transformed by a triple change at halftime when Lucas Paqueta, Konstantinos Mavropanos, and Carlos Soler were swapped for Somerville, Jean-Claire Todebo, and Tomas Soucek. They could have taken the lead before Somerville's back post finish from Ings' miss-hit when Emerson miscued a flick from Michail Antonio's cutback. And boss Lopetegui was encouraged by the second half showing after an at times shambolic defensive display before the break. The first half they were better. The second half we changed, and we deserved to win the second half. It's true they had chances, and that's why we changed a lot. In the second half, I think we were better than them. In the second half, I'd like to highlight the commitment, the energy, the mentality, and the support from our fans. When they equalized, we didn't get down, and we were able to beat one of the best teams in the world. We're happy and looking forward.
Cole Palmer produced one of the best passes in Premier League history to help Chelsea overcome Newcastle United 2-1 at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea thought they had made an early breakthrough when Nicholas Jackson sent Palmer through on goal, but despite the England forward coolly slotting past Nick Pope, his strike was ruled out by the video assistant referee, VAR, for the tightest of offside calls against the striker, who had strayed just beyond Fabian Schär. That home disappointment did not last long, though, as the Blues soon made a deserved breakthrough after what Jamie Carragher called one of the best passes I've ever seen in the Premier League as Palmer's outrageous ball released Pedro Neto in space down the left. The Portugal forward, starting in place of the benched Jadon Sancho down Chelsea's left, did well to first evade Schär's tackle on the byline, before squaring for the unmarked Jackson to score his 10th goal in his last 14 league matches for the Blues. But Newcastle, minus the injured Anthony Gordon, were not level for long as the hosts went back ahead just 75 seconds into the second period after losing the ball on halfway, allowing Romeo Lavia to feed Palmer, who then somehow beat Nick Pope at his near post for his 17th Premier League goal at Stamford Bridge in 2024, the most by any player in a calendar year at the stadium. And then Chelsea had a injury time penalty overturned by the VAR, who deemed Dan Burns' pull on Christopher Nkunku insufficient for a spot kick. As a result, Enzo Maresca sees his youthful side, the Italian has fielded the youngest 11 in Premier League history this season, move up to 4th in the table ahead of Sunday afternoon's later games, while Newcastle are 12th after going a 5th league match without a win for the first time since March 2023.